Yeah, welcome to the Fly Racing Racer X Anaheim 2 review show. Thank you for watching and listening. Appreciate it. And yeah, man, we're a little bit late. Better late than never. We'll explain for a second on why we're doing this on a Monday morning instead of Sunday afternoon, evening. But thank you to Fly Racing. Cooper Webb, close to my lit kit winner this weekend with his stuff out there in Fly Racing. Chance Hymas, Fly Racing. RJ Hampshire, really good race for him. Fly Racing gear as well. And women's, kids, whether it's the Formula helmet, whether it's the 5 lines they have from adults. Check out flyracing.com. Use the code Pulpmx when you're checking out. Head to toe, they've got you covered, and they've got some exciting things coming down the road for Fly Racing as well. But use that code for now and pick up yourself a set of Evo gear or a light hydrogen or kinetic, anything, and Pulpmx code will save you. So thanks to folks at Fly Racing. Their website's really cool, and they got the defending Supercross champion. So yeah, thank you to those guys. Racer X magazine as well. Please subscribe. There's things in there each and every month that you'll never read on the internet, and including some great features by me and some okay features by Weege. And thank you to Renthal, Maxxis, motorsport.com, Brunt Work Wear, True Classic. We'll tell you more about that later on in the show. But first up, the man that was in the booth this Saturday night for the first time, first few stretches now. You'll be hearing this guy's sultry tones. The Jason Wagan. What's up, Weege?
Yeah, I thought this was a really good race, especially 450 class. It was exciting. I love this time of year. Rounds 3 through 5 to me are really the best ones. So we're living in the pressure cooker right now. We're gonna find out what everybody's made of.
And also the NBC on-track analyst and a German Supercross champion, the Jason Thomas.
Hello. I think I have, maybe I got left on the cutting room floor, but I think I have a feature in this coming month's magazine.
You do?
Simon Langenfelder one, I think. Maybe it didn't make it. I don't know. I definitely wrote it and submitted it.
If you typed it out, it made it.
Who knows?
Yeah, we do not have a surplus.
Who knows past that?
Yeah, well, listen, good job. So, please subscribe to Racer X magazine if you can, please. So, yeah, we're doing this late. Thank you to Anton for the help behind the scenes and the rush editing. Hopefully that he does to this. Weege, you were the reason we were late. Horrific travel issues, weather.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
I was?
Well, of course.
Okay, so 8 days ago, Steve is like, guys, pod after A2 is going to be tough. I'm going to stay in California to mountain bike all day. So we're just leaving that part out?
Well, sir, I was home by 5 p.m. Pacific, like our usual time.
We would have done normal time. We would have.
I could have done it.
Well, we couldn't do it in the morning.
Previous to that.
Well, yeah, but JT was. I asked JT about the morning pod. He said he's flying out, so he couldn't do it Sunday morning. That was the initial plan. And then your weather. But I mean, look, the bad part, Weege, you got home late. Weather screwed your day. But the good part, I mean, you spent most of it with Justin Brayton.
Yeah, we will be telling some stories this weekend in Houston because everybody that was trying to get east has a different pattern. You'd see each other in the airport. You'd go your separate ways. You'd meet up again. We actually took off midnight Saturday on a red eye. Myself, Brayton, some other people. This guy, Seth Rarick, Steve, he does a podcast as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're like, we did it. We made it. Everybody was applauding as we were boarding. And then an hour and a half into the flight at about 2 a.m., they announced Charlotte Airport's been shut down. We're going back to LA. We're going back. But we have too much gas. So we're going to have to circle a little bit, drain some fuel.
What? Holy smokes. American Airlines, just a clown show.
Hey, no. Shout out to American, because had they gotten home on time last night, I would have been forced to stay up way past my bedtime and record last night. So shout out to them for being even later than expected.
Yeah.
At 11 p.m., Weege texts in the group, pod? He's ready.
Yeah,
he's ready.
Landed.
But
I did spend most of the time with Brayton. Went back to Brayton's hotel at 5 a.m. Saturday or Sunday morning after the flight was brought back, cleaned up, went back to LAX to go to Phoenix. And I'm like, I'll take my chances being stuck in Phoenix more than LA because there's more Charlotte flights out of there. And that was where I spent most of my afternoon asking you guys, hey, I can do the pod right now. And Steve was mountain biking.
Yep, went mountain biking up in Malibu. Stay out of Malibu, Lebowski. It was fantastic. It was great. But I was ready Sunday morning, but JT wasn't. And then I was ready Saturday night, Sunday night, and you were not. So
Sunday morning is always going to be flight time, pretty much.
Well, whatever. I was just saying. I was just making that comment that we could do that because Weege would have been back home.
Okay, well, at 4 a.m. on Sunday morning, I could have knocked it out also. No problem. 4 a.m. Sunday morning before my flight, I could have done it.
Steve's big on if there's a race that he can get home way earlier than everyone else, then sending out a text that says pod.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then being like, I'm dedicated. Where's you guys?
Well, listen, you know who's dedicated to dropping by the press box? JT. A couple visits to the press box. Thank you, Jason Thomas, to come see us media. Weege happens to go there one time, briefly, when there were no bikes on the track. That was the only time Weege could come and see us. So
that doesn't count?
Not really.
It does count. It does count.
I mean,
there was an enterprising journalist named Lewis Phillips. He was in the press box working. I mean, sounds to me like maybe next year for the award. Maybe Lewis has already got a leg up.
I spoke to someone about the award. Someone who has a lot of influence with that award. And yes, I did. And this gentleman said I was on the short list. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
That award can
You're on the short list for what?
For
getting
the award.
In trouble or?
No, for the award. Lots of discussions about me. Lots of ins and outs and everything else. So
you were a nominee?
I think I was close, so we'll just keep plugging away.
Need to be a little bit more of a company man.
Maybe. That's tough for me to do. Yes. Okay, lots to talk about. Maxxis tires, by the way, great guys. And you know who uses Maxxis tires is Mitchell Harrison and Vince Freeze. Both running Maxxis tires out there, and we'll get into that. But those things, one of them hooked up really nicely. The other one let go a little bit and sent Mitchell off. But I think overall, Maxxis tires deliver great traction. And Maxxis.com for more information. Mountain bike tires, fantastic. Jeremy McGrath. What happened to McGrath's whole shot thing? He came on the Pulp show.
No, they're still doing it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
There are scheduled events coming up to a
all right, because he came on the Pulp show. I'm pretty sure he said one of them would be at Anaheim. I'm almost positive. So something happened.
No, I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but I was talking to Ricky about it a little bit this weekend, and they're coming up.
All right. McGrath helped develop the Maxxis tires. Whole Shot Challenge will be coming to a Supercross race near you. Maxxis.com for more information, and UTV tires are great as well. Thank you to the folks at motorsport.com. Right now, they've got a giveaway again. These guys keep giving back. Motorsport.com/win to win the Ultimate Race Bike Sweepstakes, a Pulpmx bike. You will get the Pulpmx bike. It has tons of parts on it. It's all done up just like the race bikes from the folks at Pulpmx. Motorsport.com/win to learn more information from those guys. And they got great OEM and aftermarket part prices, fast free shipping, everything over $79. They got a bunch of gearheads there, and it's the #1 place to order online, motorsport.com. Thank you to those guys. Okay.
Hey, I wanted to mention something there.
Yep.
It's pretty sad for me, given my racing history and the kind of pathway it took. I did not know that Mitchell Harrison and Vince Freeze were on different teams. It's pretty sad. I didn't know that. I don't know, man. Because like these privateer Cowie teams all blend together. I don't know.
Yeah, but dude, these are teams you would ride for back in the day.
That's what I just said. It's literally what I led with. It's literally why I said it's sad.
Yeah, it's sad. Well, we got PRMX is Cade, Mitchell Harrison, Bourdon, maybe I think
Yoder.
Used to be Yoder. Clout. I think Clout's going to race for them.
Okay.
On the East. And then we
Luke
have
Clout?
Yep.
Back.
He's back.
Wow.
And then we have International Supercross Race Team.
What? Oh,
that's
ISRT.
That's managed.
ISRT. Okay.
Yes.
ISRT.
That's managed by a Jericho.
Yep.
Big wrestling fan.
I'm a big Jericho fan.
Bubba Pauly. And that's Vince, Max Miller. But they also had Freddie for a long time, but then there was a fight and Freddie broke away.
Okay. Thank you.
But now Freddie and Jericho are friends.
That truly does help me.
Okay. And then he hired Vince, and I think Jericho knew. I think Jericho knew this would happen, and I think this slobber knocker that happened after the race was.
Although Vince gets your results a lot of the time, like
dude, they didn't have a lot of guys in main events.
That's what I'm saying.
Vince is 3 for 3. Yeah,
I'm saying I'm a noted and distinguished Vince basher for good reasons, but if it's purely a binary thing and you need the long and the short of it, teams like that need guys in the main event. That is it. That is that's the way it has to be, and he does that. So I kind of get it.
But Mitchell Harrison, 1 week after getting violently taken out by Chase Sexton, and Chase's desire to take the Kawasaki glory away from him.
Oh,
Mitchell Harrison made news again this weekend. So Harrison is really delivering for Kawasaki, and we'll get into that. But Chase Sexton did actually win the race for Kawasaki. First 450 Supercross win since 2022 for Kawasaki, which is really crazy to think about. But I interviewed Chase after the race. I went and talked to the Cowie guys. I mean, I'm really happy for all those guys after all the things they went through last year and even over the last few years. I mean, they're all good dudes. Theo and Oscar and Dan and Kippo and everybody. You know, I say it's Kippo, but I call him Kippo.
Yeah,
Kippo.
Kippo goes way back.
Ferry's father-in-law thought his name was Kippo forever, so we just call him Kippo.
I call him Kippo in front of people, and they're like looking at me funny. I'm like, just let it go.
Anyways, happy for all those guys. Bruce Sternstrom was there. Everybody knows he bleeds Cowie. It's Bruce. So good job. And Chase rode great. Chase passed Hunter Lawrence. He passed Eli Tomac. He said he had a come to Jesus meeting after the heat race because, oh boy, he grabs the lead on that thing and dumps it in the sand. And I got to be honest, I'm like, oh no. Oh,
who do you have a meeting with? Himself?
Well, he said come to Jesus. So Jesus?
Well,
whatever that saying is.
I don't know. That typically means like your superior is calling you to carpet to have a serious meeting.
No. I think that what that means is you got to look deep into your soul. I think a come to Jesus meeting is like, no, I need to face reality here. And so I'll be honest, I'm like, dude, he grabbed the lead in the heat race. He goes down. I'm like, oh no. But dude, he rebounded in that main event. Weege, a terrific race for Chase Sexton. Happy for Cowie, and this puts him, right back on track.
Yeah, but to me, this was inevitable. Like, this was gonna happen. So, I mean, yes, on paper it's huge. And Chase said, even dating back to his huge face plant to end the playoffs last year and his run with KTM, that it was probably a bigger road back than people realize. But I mean, I was at no point thinking, will Sexton win a race? Can it work? Like, to me, this was the inevitable. He's going to win races. He's going to be fast. So on paper, yes, they haven't won in 4 years, but is anyone surprised?
Well, like, it's title or bust for him. And
exactly.
And he had to get one early. Like, he has to, that point, like, if he goes another 2 races, Eli's first, second, we got problems for Kawasaki and Sexton, right?
Yeah, I'll grant you that. But I feel like after he went so darn fast last weekend, I'm like, the averages will play out. He'll win one soon. Yeah. And it took one more week, basically. Anaheim won. That was not good. Last 2 weeks, he's been back to being the fastest guy, so he's going to win.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
We all agree he was going to win. Like, him not winning was not something we were even prepared to do. It's all been kind of self-inflicted harm. His crashes, all these things. After the race, it really felt like they had, like, kind of crossed the bridge. Like, it's like, okay, we're past it now. I was, like, looking at it going, I don't really see that anything's different. He just didn't have a mistake this time because he crashed in practice. He crashed in the heat. Every race leading up to this has been a miss. Like, yes, this is exactly what we knew could happen. He can go win at any given time because he is that damn good. But I didn't feel like they just found this unlock and that everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows from here on out. Like, I still feel like the same dynamics are in play. The same reasons that he hasn't won are still in play. This was just the other side of that where we knew it was going to come. Where are you guys on that? Because there was like this like big relief after the race. I'm like, yes, you guys all should be thrilled, but I haven't really seen anything necessarily fundamentally change. It still feels like the same scenario.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you on that. I feel like if we're talking title wise, if you're anyone else that wants to win the title, if you're Tomac, Roxon, Webb's got his own problems, but in general, Hunter Lawrence, whoever, I don't think you're like, uh-oh. I think you're like, yeah, he's fast, but we've seen this movie before. Yeah. And we still like our odds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the record many times. Nothing's going to change with him from Honda to KTM to Cowie. He is the same beautiful, flawed rider, right? But confidence is huge in this sport, and he can rip these things off.
Oh, for sure.
So I guess the one thing is the confidence is now that he's got the win and he got it in round 3. He literally could go on a run here. And also, he could literally crash.
Yeah. There's no Saturday night.
Crash. the crash on the whoops was pretty good. That could have done some damage.
There's no Saturday night where we will be shocked, period, if he wins.
No.
That is what goes without saying. It's until he shows me that, and I just don't think it's coming, because how many years in a row are we going to do this where the inevitable mistake is also coming? It's just, at some point you think, okay, he's going to grow out of that. He's going to mature out of it. Like, and then at some point you're like, no, I don't know. He's like 25, going on 26. This might just be who he is. Just might be him.
Yeah. I think you're right. Triple Crown this weekend too. So he's got to keep it up for 3 races in a row. But yeah, I mean, the heat race was a carbon copy of A1 where you're just like, oh no. And, he it was a little bit different because it was just a sand tip over, like not as hard as A1, but yeah.
Funny?
I mean, he said, what?
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you there. Thinking about Houston and Triple Crowns, this in 2021 in Houston was the first season of Chase Sexton on the 450 and Supercross, and it was in Houston, and he was checking out. I mean, he was gone, and then just tossed it away all by himself. And like, you look back 5 years removed, and you're like, oh, there it was. That was him. Yeah. He showed us right away. He's still that same guy.
True.
Crazy.
He did have some. He gave Lewis an interview after the race that was a little peculiar. And then he also, with me too, I talked to him as well. He's coming on the Pulp Show tonight as well. So maybe I'll get some clarification. But yeah, he said a lot of guys are crashing. To me, he said a lot of guys are crashing this year, and he thinks it's the tracks and the guys. He likes those guys from Dirt Works, but they SMX Track Crew, whatever. But they're not fixing the tracks good enough. They're not caring about the riders enough, or whether it's them or a superior or whatever. I mean, I kind of agreed with him to a point, because in the 250 heat races, Brandon Ray and Levi Kitchen and a bunch of other guys had a really close call on that triple in after the split lane. And it seemed like they had all night, not all night. They had all intermission after qualifying to
they did fix
this thing.
I was standing right there.
And then after that race, they brought out
there wasn't a lack of maintenance. It was muddy there all day, right?
It seemed like operator error.
No, it was dirt being really soft was the biggest problem. I understand the point of like, okay, could they have gone over the top and made sure that was like really hard pack face? In hindsight, sure, but like there's 30 jumps on the track. To do that on all of them seems a little bit problematic. I went and looked at it. Yes, it was soft there all day. And when they fixed the track, some of that softness got mixed in with the dirt that was on the face that just through happenstance throughout the day gets pushed off of it. And when you rework the track, that can happen. I don't know, man. I'm down on the floor most of the night, or the entire night, and a lot of the day. They do so much work. I'm not trying to say Chase is wrong. I'm just trying to defend the track crew a little bit. They are constantly working on the track. Like every available second they have throughout the day, you will see dozers and skid steers out on the track. So to say that they don't care enough, I don't know his words. Man, that seems hard for me to swallow.
He was saying like they just need to care more, or I guess he had some. It was a little. He used my interview a little bit to go after the track guys, and I was like, okay,
he's allowed to have his opinion.
Yeah,
I just don't happen to agree with it. Are they perfect? They're not perfect. They're never going to be perfect. But man, on an effort scale, it's really hard for me to get on board saying they're not trying. Like really hard.
Weege, what'd you make of my interview?
You can't use the track conditions as an indication of lack of caring. I don't think anyone cares more. Like the teams and the riders themselves don't want to see guys crashing, but I think it's a tie. I don't think anyone involved, whether it's all the way down, directly down on the floor at Dirt Works or at the very top of the series, I don't think anyone's ever thrilled when a rider gets hurt on the track. I don't think they're like, whatever. We don't care. Also, to give you an idea of the caring, I guarantee you, they'll never say it, but I guarantee you, if you could, the Dirt Works guys would say, we're not allowed to use lime anymore. And it's a whole lot harder to get these tracks dry.
Yeah.
And why are we not allowed to use lime? Because we do care about the riders. We're not allowed to use lime for the riders' benefit. So this is what we get. They're never going to talk about that, but I guarantee you that's a factor.
there have been times, and I wrote about this yesterday. There have been times where I think there's been blame to be handed out. Daytona a few years ago when they changed the whoops drastically, when in the first lap everybody just kills themselves in the whoops, like
that was horrible.
There was blame to be put there, right? Like I don't know who worked on the whoops. That's not for me to decide, but there was blame to be put a long time ago in Orlando. It was either 06, I think it was 06. They changed one of the takeoffs coming out of the first corner, and they didn't tell anybody. So Grant Langston on the first lap goes to triple in just like he had every lap of practice, and the face is completely laid down, and he just cartwheels himself because they changed the jump face. That deserves blame. You can't do things like that. But to me, this stuff that I've seen so far, and I'm not riding, fair. I don't know. Again, I've already made my case. I don't want this to turn into people out with pitchforks after the track crew, because firsthand I watched them just literally work their tails off endlessly.
It was a little bit of a bizarre interview from Chase.
I just don't. I mean, the riders are, as JT said, they're entitled to say to the track should be better or should be changed or should be whatever. But I'm involved way too deeply and I'm in too many meetings to ever hear that they don't care. Like, there are 100 people who I know who work 7 days a week, and all they're doing is caring about making the riders heroes and superstars and trying to make them more famous and more popular, and so they can make more money. The idea that they don't care is ridiculous. That's all.
Good job for Chase Sexton there. Got the win. And Hunter Lawrence closed up on him late. Hunter Lawrence passed Eli Tomac back. Man, he's kind of, last week we had him on the show, also Pulpmxshow, and he was talking about just got to break through, just got to get that win, and we're like, yeah, it's coming. And I think, more of the same. It's coming. Hunter Lawrence here is, I was really impressed. Like, Eli Tomac is on it. He's an all-timer, and Hunter caught him and pulled away, and then went after Chase Sexton, one of the fastest guys in the world. Now lappers or whatever. But point is, good job, Hunter Lawrence. He is really close to getting one of these. And do McGrath type of run, round 5. Let's say he gets the win.
Oh no.
Okay. No, never
mind.
Never
about
mind.
Back in the day?
Nobody. Who knows?
All right.
Nobody keeps track, but
Hunter Lawrence, as I said last week, I've seen all I need to see, and I just saw it again. He's as good as, if you were putting odds on who can win the title, I put him right there with anyone else. And again, I know that fans are going to hear this and be like, he's not as good as Eli Tomac. How dare you say that? Like, he just beat Tomac straight up. He just beat him straight up. He almost caught him last week. I know Tomac was sleeping, but I put him as good as Sexton, Tomac, Roczen, Webb of winning the Supercross title this year. I've seen all I need to see. And he's only going to get better because this is still relatively new.
He's behind all those guys to me because he hasn't even got a win yet, Weege, but I'll go with that. Like I can't come down on you for saying that. Cool. But yeah.
Okay, 14 races last year of Pala through the final playoff round. Was he basically better than Eli 80% of the time?
Sir, that's not Supercross.
So it's whoops. We don't have. So in St. Louis last year, they didn't have whoops. So that's a whole nother.
I do.
I'll tell you something.
Actually, I agree with Steve. Until you win a race, it's really hard to put him on par with people that have won 30, 40, 50 races and multiple titles. That's not
with
saying
most riders, I would say that, but he's so incredibly not a head case confidence guy
he's crushing
that
it.
I don't know if it matters as much.
He's crushing it, but on a numbers, a binary sense, it's hard for me to say, yep, he's just as likely to win the championship as those guys. But
I think that's why I want to be adamant about it, because I think it seems so bizarre to think that could be so because of the points you're making, which are totally valid. Like, it doesn't appear that we're in a world where Eli Tomac 55 wins and Hunter Lawrence 0 could be the same. And that's why I want to keep pointing it out. Look, man, Eli passed him. Eli had him covered. He saw an opening when Eli messed up battling Anderson. They go over the finish line, jump side by side. He just beast moded Tomac. He just like, I'm tripling through the middle of this section. I don't care. See ya. And I was like, damn, there is no pecking order here. He's like, oh, Eli Tomac? Yeah, I can beat you. And I was like, oh, crap. That's same thing last week. Like, 2 laps to go. I can catch this guy. Oh, Sexton's ahead. I can catch this guy. It's scary to watch.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been great. Yep. He may get the first win this weekend. It's definitely coming.
If you're him, wouldn't you think Sexton's got a 3-second lead with 5 minutes to go, and you're like, "Yep, I'm going to be second tonight"?
What if you're
you would think
Hunter?
He'd be like, "Okay, I'm going to just take a solid second. There's no way I'm going after."
Oh yeah,
Sexton.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
but he freaking went after him.
Yeah, no, for sure. And according to Lars and Hunter and Darren Lawrence, like they're not quite where they want to be on the bike yet. You know what I mean? So he's doing all this and he's not, totally happy with the setup of the motorcycle right now.
It's a bummer for them in that vein of thought that Trey is hurt now, because I think Trey was helping get them where they want to be. Like, I think Trey was taking strides for them, and now Trey's out for a while. So
listen, I believe they might have a solution.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, they need some 10. They need some refining of the motorcycle. Trey Kennard.
Oh, here we go.
His arm, I think.
Yeah,
broke his arm.
Yeah.
So there was another former race winner, still rides Hondas, extremely fast. Many people say still podium speed. Who they will probably be bringing in to go down to the Lawrence compound. And I can't endorse the move enough. I honestly, probably a McGrath-like run is coming, Steve, once this person gets involved.
I thought Phil was done.
Former race winner.
It's Chiz?
Former race winner.
Race winner. He won Canada.
Hunter's bike might be a perfect 10.
Okay.
Soon.
Got it. Listen, Eli Tomac, third place. Again, he whipped up the first 2 wins, so I thought he rode well. He had the second fastest lap of the night, and I'm sure he's not stoked on the third, but like if you are him and Johnny T and all of that, like, hey, take it. Yep,
he was all smiles.
Great.
He was all smiles.
Yeah.
Like after the, you guys know I'm big on this, but I judge like when they first pull their helmet off and there's no cameras, there's no one near, like what is their reaction? What is their facial expression? What are they, because that's your truest emotion. He was smiling. Like he was totally fine with the third. Like I didn't sense any disappointment or dejection or like I left one on the table, because I've seen Coop get second and be thoroughly pissed off. Yeah. Tomac seemed like, nah, we're good. That was fine.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah. Did you guys like the track, by the way?
Did you feel that he was, RC and I were watching qualifying, and we just thought that he wasn't quite as whatever. The track was different. The dirt was different. It wasn't the same as the first 2, and that's the way it's going to go over 17 rounds. It's not a problem. But did you feel that he wasn't quite as, whatever word you want to use, sharp, good, clean as the first 2?
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was, we talked about this a little bit on the broadcast. I couldn't tell if it was he was off or he just didn't have the advantage that he had over everybody with the more traction, because he seemed like he was just locked to the ground, where everybody else was like fighting loose dirt and weird conditions, especially at the opener. So yeah, to your point, yes, I can't discern whether it was everybody else was a little bit better, because the traction was amazing. Like I walked the track after the race. You couldn't ask for better Anaheim traction than what they had. It just didn't seem like he had as much of an edge.
Yep.
I don't know. A rider told me that it was same old Anaheim by the end of the night as far as traction goes, because I said the same thing.
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't like Stuttgart, but if you compare, I walked the track after A1 and I walked the track after A2.
Yeah.
Night and day.
Okay. Well, this guy told me same old Anaheim, because I mentioned that. I said, dude, they got rain, and they also prepped it a little different. And how was the traction out there? Like such a change. And this guy was like, by the mains, it was same old Anaheim. And I'm like,
there's like 7 ruts in every corner at the same
old
Anaheim.
Man. I don't know, man. Hey, I think Tomac tried the scoop. I kind of got. Did you guys hear this?
I did not.
In a session. Okay, I got to lock it down, because I went over
to Anaheim with traction, so he tried the scoop. Got it.
I don't know. I went over and I think he may have tried it. I got to figure this out.
Hey, JT, is there also the dirt could be different or not, depending. Look, maybe this is a false positive, a false read as always. Is it just some guys hit it out of the park at the first 2 rounds, and some guys need 3 rounds to get it dialed, and that could be that simple?
I mean, it could be, that they could be improving, and he was just as good. Could be.
Right. KTM just happened to have Eli in a perfect spot, and everybody else took till round 3 to get there, and now they're closer to him than they were.
It certainly could be. I really felt like the other guys, because you look at it, it was Anderson, it was Hunter, it was Cooper Webb was in the fight. it was Sexton was much better. Like a lot of guys were a lot better. And I think the track was just easier to go fast on, if that makes sense. Like you just didn't have to, kind of baby around the track so much. You could actually be aggressive. And I think it just brought everybody a little bit closer together.
I kind of like this track. I thought it was kind of neat. Like the only thing that was sketchy, I thought the whoops and the 3-3, I'm like, dude, those. So I talked to Dylan Ferrandis about it. And he's like, if I was out there by myself, that's super easy. But he goes, when you were doing it around guys, I just thought the speed of that, like you're flying through those whoops. They weren't very hard. And then you're going 3-3. And I was like, dude, one mistake. Look how fast they're going. Like, oh my God, like that seems sketchy.
They're pretty small. Like the jumps were kind of small. In that 3-3, they weren't so bad. I'll tell you what was
said
really
around the guys was if you were around people. Yeah.
What was impressive to me is after the sand, they would cut across the start and go right and then 3-2.
Yeah.
They were going so fast through that right in the ruts and going 3 in right there.
Yeah.
I cannot express how difficult that is to do. Like in the rut, keep your balance and then sit into 3. The way they were doing it, like by yourself, take your time. Sure, I could do it. Like give me 30 minutes of practice. Those guys were just pinning it, like no hesitation, drop in the rut and just send it. Like I was awestruck at how fast they were doing that. It showed me the level that those guys are on to do that. Like I could never have done it the way they were doing it ever in my life. And they were just doing it in unison, one after another. I was like, wow, they are pretty damn good.
Yeah. And then they were getting lower and lower to do the 3, right? Because the rut was probably getting jacked up. And so now they're losing. It's
just so much more difficult to stay perfectly in the rut, right? Like the balance and the coordination to not get off kilter is something else.
And then the next one after that, out of the right, the 3 on the table. They're like, I just thought it was tricky.
You watch like SMX Next, and like those kids aren't touching that, jumping onto the table, and that's when you really get to see there's one level that's like, of course we're jumping on it. We're going to do it for 25 straight minutes, no problem. And then the kids are like, that's where you really see it.
You'll hear, Brayton and these guys talk about it. I know, Steve, you talked about it. The longer first gear is unexplainably awesome in those sections. Like it just is, it's the biggest difference ever.
So it was also funny, the sand, 250 main, inside, way faster. The only way to go, inside. Then they groom it before the 450 main. Inside sucks, outside way faster. And like Chase took a while to find that out, he said. And
Hunter got passed twice there.
Yep. Just funny how that works, right? Like I almost think they should groom both or don't groom either. I don't know. But like it was obvious that the line had changed drastically on what was faster between the 2 main events.
Yeah, I talked to Ross Blankenship about this, not necessarily about that corner, but split lanes in general. And they've been really monitoring these things and trying to make adjustments so they don't get that one line scenario. So this one, it felt like it was all the inside and then they made an adjustment and almost maybe overcorrected. And then it was all the outside, but they are trying to make real-time adjustments to keep things kind of fair.
Yeah.
So you have both lines to choose from.
Yeah. Hard to do in these days of dartfish and everything, but, Jason Anderson 4th, led a bunch of laps, got pushed off the track by, was that Eli did that?
Yeah.
And then got 4th, but I mean, he led a bunch of laps. He looked good. He looked his typical self. I asked Chase about trying to get by him because we know Hunter and Jason are not buddies. And so you're watching that as Hunter comes up on him. And then I asked Chase about that. Like, do you know, because it's Jason, you got to, because Jason's the king of retaliation, the next corner or right away back, right? And Chase is like, no, I think we're okay. We had beef years ago, and I think we're okay. So I just imagine dealing with Jason, you got to know that. He's not quite on that level of the elite guys, but he's right there. And so he can do what he did, which is lead laps. Good job for the Twisted T guys, by the way. Kenny, right? We'll get to him, but Jason leading laps. It's a good job.
Yeah. Yellow Magic.
I like the comment from him about Eli. Just like Eli was going forward, I was going backwards. I would have done the same thing. I don't love the aggressiveness a lot of the time, but if you're gonna be that way, at least own it when it happens to you. Like I appreciated that kind of sentiment.
JT looked like a goddamn A-Star commercial the whole night. That's all I could think of. Okay.
I did not.
Just the top 4 guys, all on different brands. All Gabrielle, I was just watching Webb. Okay. Speaking of Webb, 5th place, fell again though. That's 3 crashes and 3 main events for Cooper Webb. He looked good. His fly gear looked really good, by the way. This was a nice setup.
Oh, now you're making up.
But this was the most racy he's been. What?
Now you're kissing up, making up for it.
No. It just he almost was lit kit. Looked racy, looked great, charging hard. Fell in the sand. This was Weege. We were talking in the press box, and like with the ruts and the way the track changed, this was such a Cooper Webb race. He figured out going inside before the whoops and jumping was really good. Although that changed in the main event too, but it was a really webby race, Weege, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing. That has to be what's so confusing to him, is that he's way down in points. Now, he did say in our post-race show, JT, in his interview, he's like, that might have been the title nail in the coffin. He later said to Lewis, I thought I was down 30 points. Now that I know it's 24, it's not as bad as I thought. So he kind of clarified in the moment.
Oh, he thought he was down 30?
I don't know how he thought he was down 30, but
would 30? Yeah. I'm sorry to keep going, Weege, but is 30 to 24 like you can't ever come back from that? Like, I don't know.
No, you're right. I don't know, man. I'm just saying that if anyone watched the post-race show, which I'm sure a lot of people did, and heard him say that, I just want you to know a half hour later, he's like, that might have been basically a bit much.
He did.
I kind of retract that part.
He looked good.
The problem here is that this is what has to be so confusing about this. It hasn't been a disaster. He hasn't ridden that bad. It's just all these circumstances have resulted in mediocre finishes and a huge deficit. It's like, what can you really say has been? It wasn't like Stu hit neutral in the whoops at Anaheim 1 and he found himself in a hole, or RC went over the bars at Anaheim 1 and found himself in a hole, or somebody's bike blew up. It's just 3 races in a row where something happened and it didn't quite work out. And here we are. It's like head scratching.
I think this is and I don't know this for sure. I feel confident saying it though. This is the worst opening 3 races of a defending champion ever, though. I think.
It probably is.
Oh no.
No,
no, sir.
I do think so. It's the worst.
Somebody pull up Jeff Emig, 98.
Like his best finish is the worst of anybody, of any defending champion ever. I know it was through 2.
The no podiums in 3 races.
I know it was through 2. I can't imagine it changed through 3.
Yeah, Steve, I could not believe this, but Clinton had this stat. The last time a defending champ had not top 5'd the first 2 rounds was Barnett in 82.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm pulling up Fro.
Fro got podiums to start that year. It started falling apart after. It started falling apart at like Seattle, like round 4 or something. But what I'm saying is, there are moments where you're seeing the Cooper Webb riding, especially Anaheim 1, like he was passing Hunter Lawrence. If there wasn't a red flag, maybe he wins the race. It has to be so confusing, head-scratching, whatever, I'm repeating myself, to be like, how did this... I'm doing all the normal stuff.
Yeah.
All the normal stuff is happening. How am I 24 points down?
Yeah, so if he does have the worst start ever or whatever through 3 rounds, I get it. That numbers are numbers. But, dude, it doesn't feel like that. Like, he's...
Exactly.
Like you said, red flag... 3 crashes, charging hard. Like, does he get Anderson? Almost for sure on Saturday night. And does he get even maybe further? Who knows? Like, he was tracking, man. It was turning out well. So,
right.
Yeah, I get the stats. But, dude, I don't...
It's not, and we need to be careful. I think it's the worst best finish is the actual stat.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
It's still notable, right? Like, if you're trying to, like... We would have never thought that would be Webb this year. Like, he comes in, he's on the same bike he had, he looks ready to go. Like, I would have never thought this would be the case. And we know it's circumstantial. Obviously, if the red flag in the first race, this isn't even a thing. But still, here we are. Still there.
Yeah. No, yeah. I just think if you're Webb, you're like, man, this sucks, but I feel okay. Joey Savacci, 6th, coming off his 5th last week. It's 2 great races in a row. Good job, Joe Dog, privateer quad lock guy. He rode well, man. He was right ahead of that fray. There was a battle royale going on with Kenny and Dylan and Jorge, and AP was in the mix for a little while, and he was just ahead of those guys. Where like he didn't get caught up in that, because I think them banging bars and trying to pass helped him. because he was just ahead of those guys, so he was able to get a gap. But either way, Joey Savacci's riding really well. Good job, Joey.
This is what everyone's talking about. He was ahead of that group? I didn't know if he was in it or past them or
No, he was just ahead of those guys for most of the race. So good job for Joey. Prado's 7th, but he wins the heat. Hunter cut him off the start pretty good.
Hunter cut off Prado, then Prado cut off Webb. And then Webb was super pissed at Prado. And I'm like, well, fair, but he got cut off too. Like, it's just chain reaction.
I'm here for the strength on strength Prado, amazing starter, and then Hunter and this. I don't know if you know this, Steve, but Hunter's bike very good for starts. I don't know if you know this.
Is it though?
I hope they line up elbow to elbow again on the start because I'm here for it. Because they don't think
Hunter. I don't think Hunter's a fan of Prado either.
Oh, yeah, it's
perfect.
Yeah, I don't think
it's perfect. And then Prado said to Lewis, he didn't say names. The classic. I'm not even going to say the name of the guy. He's like, now I know that if I line up next to that guy again, it'll be elbows, legs, whatever I need to do to stop him from cutting me off. And I'm like, please line up next to each other again, please.
But like, we're not turning this into a Prado pod, but 7th and a heat race win. Good job.
Yeah,
and 7th without the good start.
Yeah, yep. He has to get a good start though. Like, if you want to see the heat race win, the A1 main event win, he has to start up there. Like, that is just it. It's what he does well. He's not a come from behind guy. He's never going to be a come from behind guy. So I applaud him. I give him a ton of credit through 3 rounds. He's so much better than I thought he would be. And that could be the last word of the sentence. But to get him up front further, he's going to have to start there. That is just the non-starter for me.
But I want to give a tip of the visor to, it looked like, okay, now we know is he a 13th place guy when he doesn't get a start like San Diego? This was so much better than that. And you look at who he was battling with. I know Malcolm's beat up and AP didn't finish, but the guys he was battling with, I'm like, man.
Yeah, I don't see good. Like in the heat race, AP and those guys didn't. I mean, they were all kind of. I think there's a lot of guys that are very similar. Is the thing. Like, if you get track position, things kind of go your way. You don't get into some sort of pissing match in the middle of the main event. There's a lot of guys that I think are interchangeable kind of puzzle pieces. Because just
but did we think Prado was was one of those puzzle pieces? I don't think we did.
No, I agree. And I'm trying to give him all the credit in the world. I just think positioning right now, whether we're talking about Malcolm, AP, Prado, Joe Dog, Anderson, even I would throw in there, like the first lap positioning is going to be an ongoing theme for a while until injuries start to strike the series, which I don't want that. It just seems like it always does.
I did chuckle on the inside. In the heat, AP was getting close. And then he got real close. And then RC's like, did you notice Prado moved right just a little bit when he saw the Plessinger was on his right? And I'm like, yeah, welcome aboard, everybody. This is going to be Supercross with Prado. There's going to be a lot of that.
AP's crash in the heat. I think he just drug a peg. Oh, my God, dude. It's nasty.
Oh.
He pulled out of the main event. He was telling Lewis that he passed a concussion test, but he was like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Jeez.
Jeez. He did take the test, passed it, but said he didn't really know how he passed it. He's a beauty for sure. Scary crash though. Kitchen too. Oh my God. We'll get to that. Kenny Roxon blew the start off the grate and then fell 21st to 8th for Ken Roxon out there with some fast laps. But yeah, what are you going to do? 21st when he fell.
Crash on the first lap. It's going to be a tough night.
RJ Hampshire at 9th. Good job for RJ. That's a positive step forward for where we've been for 2 weeks in a row. He changed his bike setup a lot. Kind of stayed there. Justin Cooper. I mean, I don't know if it's a panic button for Justin Cooper. They tried some things on this week for the help on the start. Didn't help. But yeah, Justin Cooper he hasn't even had the qualifying heater that we're used to finding.
He was fine. He was second.
He's second overall?
He was second in the last practice.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, he's fine.
I didn't know that.
My opinion, he's fine. The starts are everything. Like he is no different than Prado. He's no different than a lot of these guys where they've been a great starter their whole life. That's where they excel. And Cooper, I think, has overcome a lot to get 2-6 at the first one from mediocre starts. when I watch him ride, I don't see any issues at all other than, man, you just got to do what you do, which is put yourself in a positive spots, which I don't know what's going on there.
In 2026, I mean, and this is it's such a start dependent race. And I hate that about our sport right now. Chase can do it. A few guys can do it. Eli can do it. But holy smokes, there's about 18 guys where they start is going to determine their entire race. And because everybody's on the tip of the spear, everybody's training hard, everybody's bikes are great. And so many times the second corner of the night, you're like, well, okay, here's what that guy's going to do or whatever. Dylan Ferrandis, 18th to 11th on the Ducati. Still happy with the bike. Checked in with him after the race. Still happy with the bike.
They're really happy, I think, with the bike and him too. Like I think everybody over there is happy with how things are going.
It's still Troy Lee is back, and it is still a rave over there, especially like in Anaheim races. Like it is just they're everything's there's just people everywhere. I'm sure the Pablo guy from road racing is like, what is going on here?
Pablo guy.
So,
you didn't call it street bike racing though, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, but you know what I mean? So he comes from his buttoned up street bike racing world, and I'm sure he's just like, wait, we got chicks with babies putting on the babies are on Dylan's bike. Like there's photos with babies, and there's women, and there's music, and because Troy runs.
He actually told me this is funny you bring this up.
Okay.
I hosted their intro event thing, and I was expecting to get just regular corporate PR stuff, but as always, the Euros and especially the Italians, they can't help but give you real answers to real questions. Mm-hmm. And he said one of the appeals of Troy's team is Ducati's aware that there may be, for the off-road motocross type fan, maybe 2 hoity-toity classy stuff shirt, and they like being involved with Troy where stuff's just wild and crazy, and they think that helps round the edges off a little bit.
So it's not gas anymore, but it might still be fun.
Yeah.
Still fun.
Yeah. I think when Troy's involved, it's still fun.
Did we skip Roxon? Did I miss that?
No, we didn't. No.
Steve mentioned.
I said bad start, fell.
Yeah, I said he crashed in the first lap. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Do you have something?
I've heard that it was Prado that caused that crash. I don't know how that's possible because Kenny was like 22nd going into turn 1, so I don't know how they got near each other, but
I texted with him. He didn't mention Prado.
Oh, okay.
He just
I never
made
saw
a laughing
clip of it, so I can't even.
He inserted a laughing emoji about him crashing.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I didn't see it. We had a spotter that said he crashed on his own, so I'm confused. Maybe
I know
they
saw it in the truck, and they mentioned that he fell by himself. So but that doesn't always mean there wasn't an outside variable.
Yeah.
Malcolm Stewart 11th, Christian Craig 13th. Garrett Marchbanks 14th. He came in. He said he didn't ride that well. He said the team was very positive with him, and they're like, "Hey, man, it's your first one." Because I mean, he did Daytona, but it's a lot different. And the team was very positive with him, and he's like, "Wow, this is awesome," and we're going to work forward from here. 14th for Garrett, and I think Garrett can be better for sure. But
it's
first main event,
now,
like
though,
we all
man.
know,
look at the names in there. It ain't going to be easy to go out and get an 8th.
No, for sure. You look at Craig champion, Malcolm champion, Dylan champion, Cooper champion, RJ champion, and then we get into the Rocks and those guys. Joey Savacci, not champion, but still great job.
Yeah, you say you want to get top 10, right? Justin Cooper is getting 10th right now. So
yeah.
Justin
Hill 15th. I got to be honest, I haven't noticed Justin Hill one time this year. I guess I did. He was one of the first guys at Anaheim
still jumps cool
to
stuff.
go. Yeah, still jumps to cool stuff, but that's about all I got.
He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that top end speed that I don't know where it comes from. Just talent, I guess, but he doesn't seem to have it right now.
I got to go over to the new rig. I got to go check it out. I've been meaning to text.
I know they'd
Dakota.
love to see you.
Nichols 16th, Faulkner 17th. Faulkner got in the way of Hunter a little bit. I think some people were not stoked on that after the races over in the HRC camp. So
I don't think it changes anything, but it's the point is still, from what I watched the whole thing, still valid.
Yeah.
It was over that 3-3 after the whoops too, right? Like just
it was like a whole lap. It was a whole lap.
It was a it was he went high in that berm. It wasn't great. McElrath 18th. Hey, Freeze got 19th. Good job, Vince.
Oh,
great
work. Hard fought.
Yeah.
Fought for it.
Look, on the scale of like 0 to Vince Freeze, like on Christian Craig at Glendale. This was somewhere in the middle. Really wasn't that big of a deal. I just think the whole idea.
He told me that Glendale was actually Craig's fault.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
That's his fault.
He did try to turn. He tried to turn, which is a positive step forward in the world of Vince Freeze. And people are like, "What was so bad about this one?" I'm like, "It really wasn't." But I'm gonna take any opportunity I can. But
it's just the 19th in the last turn. Like, bro, you're gonna send a guy into the
right. But he doesn't even try to turn. That is a lot of my problem most of the time. This was at least like, was it awesome? No, but this, to what you said to start, this was not as anywhere near what I've seen that guy capable of.
I just think there was some words exchanged after the race. Mitchell went over to Vince's truck. Wildly different accounts of what happened once they got there. Right, Weege? I mean, you were in on this.
3 different stories now of
So
who beat down who
in the end,
who expected there to be fighting and who didn't expect there to be fighting.
Yeah, and who kicked whose ass and all of this.
Can we at least confirm it got physical somehow, some way? Whoever won or started
got physical.
Yes.
Mitch was docked points, or Mitch was put license points.
Yeah.
Vince had license points. Vince got docked 5 points in the championship. It was -2 for Anaheim. Anaheim 2. That's a new one for me. I guess not really, because Tyson Hansel was docked for the fuel in Salt Lake, and he was negative points.
Yep.
But
2 in a row for Vince on the license points. 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Here.
If you have Vince in the who will collect the most license points, congratulations. You're winning that bet.
We'll have a Vince line coming out soon.
Yeah.
You know what though, Weege? We know the team manager over there, Derek Rankin. Well,
yes.
This is probably all fine.
Oh, if there was a wrestling match breaking out in his truck, it's like, ha 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 ha! Is exactly why we got Vince on this team. Now I get free wrestling in my rig.
He's basically Ted DiBiase here with the briefcase.
Oh, and he's got the money
in the background. Yeah,
brings Vince. Yeah, I made the joke, JT, because the first story we heard is that Harrison body slammed Vince, but then Vince got up, and I'm like, oh, was it like an Undertaker sit up? Like you think you've got Vince, but then he sits up and he's back for more. I'll ask you this, JT. Yes. Well, first, let's establish this. If anyone's listening, Steve, and they're going to be like, what do you mean? Why are you doing this for 19th? Steve, explain why at this level, most of the guys say it's not worth putting a guy in a finish line for 19th. Most of the guys say it's like, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's 1 point, and it's like $100. Like, right. And it's the last turn of the race. Like, dude, it doesn't really matter. Let's all be cool and get to the next round.
Right. That's why I just want to clarify that, because I think some people will be like, why wouldn't you? We see it in the LCQ. Why wouldn't you do it in the main?
Yeah, try to make the pass, but like there are you're calculating like risk and hurting people versus what, like what's the risk reward here, I think is kind of what the point you guys are making, right?
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to establish that. Second of all, I wonder, you're right, he did steer, he didn't even go all the way to the side of the track. But I wonder if some of these guys, now that the rules are getting better as far as enforcing this stuff, are also getting better, like they would in any other sport, at selling stuff to the refs. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, now I got to figure out a way to do it, but also make it look a little less intentional than I used to, because I know they're watching now.
Maybe, yeah. Is it 10 license points where you start getting
15
serious fines? 15?
15.
Okay.
No, 15 is Vince the max, but I think 7, you lose a gate pick, maybe?
I thought only number I know is 15.
All right, well.
15, I think, is like full-on suspension, but there's like 2 tiers. I think it's qualifying gate pick first, then championship points, then...
We're going to be into that. We're going to be at 15 by Daytona at this pace.
Yeah. All right, and then Brees 21st comes over from the Arena Cross Series. They've had some cancellations going on with weather and stuff. So Brees showed up.
I have a question on that, and I don't have a strong opinion, so I'm not like, this isn't a loaded question, but like, where do you guys come down? I know how I would handle it. Where do you guys come down on like in the LCQ when they're battling for the lead, getting aggressive? Wasn't dirty by any means, but like Brees, and like for me, there's no way I'm engaging in any of that because it doesn't matter. Like all I'm trying to do is get through this race. Like I don't care if you win, I win, whoever wins.
Yeah, but it's Brees.
No, but McElrath was aggressive too. Like both of them.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm like going in because I don't want the retaliation. I don't want any of that. Like when I'm watching, I'm like, guys, you're missing the plot here. Like none of this is important.
Yeah,
I think all the guys that are in the LCQs consistently need to have a meeting with each other to say, if anyone has a bonus for winning the LCQ, show of hands, please, so we know how to engage. Because I think that becomes part of the problem.
Yeah, it's like the old Moto Concept. 17th paid more money, or 17th is where you start getting bonuses from Genova, and then you would see Vince and these other guys go nutso for 17th.
Right. And the other guy in 17th is like, "What? Why did you do that?" And it's we have nothing to gain here. And it's like, no, I actually did.
Yeah. And then AP 22nd for AP, as we mentioned, bad heat race crash, and holy smokes! I mean, dude, he got up so quick too. Like I would still be laying there, just waiting for like the last rights. Like, good job. Fly Racing. Use the code Pulpmx when you're checking out at flyracing.com and save. Get yourself some the same gear that Cooper Webb has, and RJ Hampshire, and Chance Hymas, and many others out there. And great company, great guys from Fly Racing. They got cool products. Cole Siebler is back at Fly Racing. Everybody, the legend, almost a Jacob Marsack Award winner. Weege Siebler. We could pull that out.
I certainly remember Siebler racing, but
no, he got like 5th or 6th at a national or something.
Oh,
I think in a moto, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, moto Southwick. I think he got 7th or 8th in a moto.
Okay. Really out of character. So thanks to the folks at Maxxis and motorsport.com, and also Renthal. Renthal's direct consumer shopping experience is now live on their site. $99, free shipping. Weege likes free stuff, and $99 will get them free shipping, whether it's mountain bike parts or great chains, sprockets, bars, grips that the Monster Energy Kawasaki guys use, KTM, Honda as well. They got some cool grips coming, of course, so stay tuned for that. Straight to the store, straight from the factory, renthal.com. And they got clearance stuff on there as well. It's the best and only place to buy discounted Renthal product on there. Also, thank you to Brunt Work Wear. Pulpmxshow is the code to save with Brunt Work Wear. Whether it's the Omen, whether it's the Marin boot, they're comfy right out of the box. If you're a working man doing working man things, get some Brunt Work Wear boots. They also got great clothing as well. Pulpmxshow saves you at bruntworkwear.com. And like I said, the boots are fantastic. A lot of mechanics are running boots. I would not run these boots myself if I was a mechanic back in the day, but a lot of guys do like them now. So please check it out. Marin, Omen boots, Brunt Work Wear. 250s. First up, before we get to Deegs, Chance Hymas, shoulder issue. Super bummer for Chance. I hope he's all right. I think they put it back in after the race. And what's an ETA? Do you miss a race on that, JT? Depending on how bad it is?
I mean, Malcolm didn't. So
yeah. Malcolm had a scapula, though.
He also had it on his shoulder.
Did he?
Yeah. It came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
So, it's hard to say. The MRI will tell the tale, is really what it comes down to.
So he might be racing. Yeah, we'll see.
Sucks.
Bummer deal for Chance Hymas. He's trying to stay injury free. I'm sure this is a massive disappointment for him.
I thought it was a broken wrist. So this is
did I.
Better.
Yeah.
Maybe the MRI says, hey, you're in bad shape here, but broken wrist, you're definitely in bad shape. So this is better than that.
And Levi Kitchen is not having a good time. This is not working out. He was worried about his bike or something, pulled off after the first turn crash again. Had the heat race crash, complete endo. Yes, not going to plan for Levi Kitchen either.
He hit his arm so hard on the ground in that third straight first turn crash in the main that he thought he hurt his arm. And then after about 20 minutes or so, he started feeling back he could do a fist and realized he's probably okay. But that's why
I'm sorry. I thought it was a bike problem. Okay, my bad.
They definitely had bike issues after the heat. That's for sure, because I was at their truck.
Yeah.
And I don't know what was wrong with it. Something electronic. Something was very wrong. But I'm sure they
after
got
the heat.
Yep. After the heat.
Well, it got endoed.
Well, that was the whole thing. Like they were. Something was going on there. I'm not a mechanic. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speculate, but something was wrong.
It's not good for Mitch Payton and Levi Kitchen, who literally went into this thing with championship hopes and 3 races down, no podiums.
So terrible.
Fast.
Yeah.
Really fast. Anyways, Deegs won. Good ride by him. Mosman led most of the race. And I was actually see, the bed bugs always get mad at me. I don't know where to start with this. Deegs rode great, and he won the race, and he extended his lead. Surprised that Mosman held him off, or props to Mosman for riding that well? You know what I mean? Like, so was it Deegs not riding that well? Because like I just think of him as a much better rider than Michael Mosiman. No offense to Michael Mosiman, but Mosiman held him off way longer than I thought he would. So what do we do?
I'm good with how Deegs approached this. Like I don't take any points away from Deegs for this at all.
I mean, once he got him, he did stretch it out.
I think he was. Yeah. I think part of it is he's patient. I don't think he really like. Maybe he should moving forward, but I don't think he views Mosiman as like this huge threat that I like need to press the panic button on. So I think he was just being methodical and patient. I never really sensed any worry or urgency in Haiden. And then when he made the move, it was just like, okay, on to the next.
Right. Yeah. Good job. Good job for Deegs. He's doing what he wants to do. I saw the stat after the race from the SMX guys. Only ties him with Shane McElrath in the 250 Supercross win list. Didn't know Shane had that many. Shout out to Shane McElrath.
Yeah, a long time, man.
I know. I just didn't think he had that many wins. But so good job, Deegs. Yeah, he did what he's supposed to do. Threw some shade at all his teammates except for Mosiman on the podium because of course we can't really get.
You're always going to get something.
You're always going to get something.
Yeah.
On that scale, it was pretty low, but. Anyways, Michael Mosiman. Yeah, this is a really cool story. I like Michael Mosiman. He's a different guy, but good job.
He is that.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome. If he wins one of these, which I think is definitely in range now, that will be awesome. He, as he famously says, he held a retirement party. Like he was done. And the steps.
Really? He actually held a retirement party? Okay.
Well, I guess when he first broke his neck, like the doctors are like, yeah, you can't race anymore. And then after a while, they're like, it's actually probably no riskier than it would be for someone who hadn't hurt their neck. So if you want to go for it. So although I am curious, Steve, the Steve show that made its debut with the Oakley Metas.
It was fantastic. It was well received. Many, many people said it was the best pre-race show ever.
Well, I don't know. I left a comment on your YouTube.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Hot garbage is what I said the show was.
Yeah. Well, because you see me moving in on your little thing you got, and I'm doing it better. And I'm doing it better. I swear you
interviewed Mosiman and said, "What's up with the neck brace?" And then he started explaining it, and it just cuts off. Is that just blackout or?
No. The neck brace companies paid me to take that down.
I was wondering. Conspiracy theory.
I'm bought and paid for. No, who knew the Meta? Who knew the Meta video shuts off after 3 minutes?
Oh,
just stops recording.
Probably got to be some storage going on.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So my bad on that. We never got into that with Mosiman. Never made the cut, but
great.
I mean, I got to be honest that Meta press day stuff. I mean, this is the future. And once again, I'm on the tip of it.
Beware. If you see Steve with sunglasses, everybody, it will be used against you in the court of law. Anyway, all the way back to Mosiman.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, between having Max and Deegs on the team, like the team's solid, covered, fine. Only Star would also have a third guy. And I'm like, good for Mosiman that he has a ride. But what is the point of having a third guy? Well, here's the point. Mm-hmm. He's just that good. Like they got another guy that can win races. If something goes sideways, he's second in points now. He can win the title.
And I hear through the grapevine, Weege, you'll be very happy about this. Ty Masterpool may be riding outdoors for them.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. I'll put it that way.
Right.
And this is not based on talking to Ty or the team. It's just knowing Ty and knowing the team. Yeah. Does it not seem like something that would happen?
Of course. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Beta offered Ty a fill-in ride, and he said yes, and then he went radio silent for a week.
Sounds about right.
And then and then they came, and then he said, I'm not doing it. So, yep.
I could have told you in Anaheim 2 last year that J-Mart was going to race outdoors for Star, even though J-Mart didn't know it yet and Bobby didn't know it yet. This is just how it works with this team.
Yeah. So, good job, Mosiman. Ryder D, great ride for Ryder D. Bad start, like 8th or 9th off the start. He worked his way into 3rd. I told him after the race, I'm like, hey, man, you're at the level where, like, if you get a bad start, then, like, podium is, like, an all right night, where that never used to be that way. So,
yeah.
Ryder D has leveled up, for sure.
Yeah, he's a lot better.
Plus, I think Ryder D, the knock on him was, he could get a start, but not grind people down the last 5 minutes of a race. And now he's kind of flipped. That's really good.
Yeah, no, he's definitely leveled up. Like a bad night's a third, right? Speaking of that, McAdoo, fourth. He had third most of the race. And I did think things were going to get spicy with him and Deegs, but he couldn't use powerless against the 38 and ended up fourth on the night. I don't think he was too stoked on it. You know, if you're him, you want to get on the box at minimum with that kind of stuff, and to get fourth probably wasn't great. Max Voland, he said his pants gave him arm pump.
I have no words.
I've heard of jerseys and gloves possibly giving people arm pump. But now we're on to the pants, and he's going to do some pant testing this week, JT. Yeah. So alert your authorities there at the Fly Racing.
They have been alerted, and everybody is just as dumbfounded as you see me right now.
But honestly,
I don't want to say anything.
Okay, but what could be the theory of why a pant could give you arm pump? Because I don't even believe the glove and jersey thing, but I get what your theory is, crazy man, about this, whoever says that. But please explain.
The only thing I could ever think of, and I have not talked to Max in person, is that he was uncomfortable with something, and then that distracted him, which then led to arm pump. Like if he's trying to claim that something with the pants physically caused arm pump, again, I have no words for that. But if it was something mental that was bothering him, then that led to uncomfortability, then I could say, like, okay, I still laugh, but I understand mental can, like if you ride tight, you can get arm pump, and like something in there maybe. But if it's like the pants did this and then that connected to my arms, like.
I would like to take this moment to express that perhaps the Fly pants did not allow me to qualify for Loretta's last year. And we will be searching under every rock to try to stop that. He was sick though all week. Him and Yoder were sick. Chad told me they were hanging out, together, and so they probably spread their sickness amongst that, because Yoder was sick early in the week, Max was sick late in the week. So I guess
I think
considering that
happened over that tunnel jump in the heat race last week, that was Yoder actually infected.
Oh yeah, it's spreading it onto them, right? Yeah, throwing it onto them. By the way, speaking of club, Ryder Malinowski should be okay. He had a hip come out on him, I think. Scary moment. You could see just what JT has mentioned before. The medics' reactions were telling on that. He was. They brought out some things that I didn't know they even had, because they were worried about the situation. Scary crash. Holy smokes. So he's going to be all right on that. And then Star Yamaha swept that race. 1, 2, 3. My amateur got fourth. It's
one of the ugliest Instagram reels I've ever seen. Like as far as like a crash. It might be the most. If I had watched it without any context and I didn't know he's relatively okay, I would think the worst thing.
Yeah, the scarier one is the guy in Reno who tried to jump the skywalk on a CR500. It's on Instagram.
I don't know that I saw that.
Okay, all right, he died.
That sucks.
But
okay,
was very
not
ugly.
when you were in Reno.
No.
Okay.
No, it was not when I was there. But it's from the 90s, the mid 90s. The guy tried to jump a skywalk on a mall and he missed his landing.
Did you ever see the one where the guy and the butlers of BBMX fame were there, where he was trying to jump into the net and hold the net, and he bounced off of it all the way, like
yes.
It was in Miami, like a truck show, like a monster truck show.
Yep.
He passed also, and the butlers were actually at that event. That was
damn.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know the idea of grabbing onto the net, but okay.
And ironically, Baggett did it while riding for the Butlers team many years later.
Oh yeah, good point. Great point.
Maybe they told him.
Prado tried.
Prado did try.
We got a third net
Malinowski,
too.
Yeah, good thing he's okay, dude. That was a long time he was down. I don't know about Max Shane, his condition. I think Malinowski was there was more concern there, so I guess that's why more info has come out. But I hope he's okay too.
And then Chad had some words for the broadcast. I mean, look, I talked to Chad after the race. I got a few tweets and DMs about like, oh, there goes Chad. He's never gonna be allowed on TV again. Which, I mean, if you're gonna interview Chad Reed, you're gonna get some thoughts. That we all know that. We've known the guy for 20 years.
Yeah.
But I would say, yeah, like in Chad's defense on that, like, this is a kid he works with, and he's seen him on the track, and he's, got emotion. So I don't really blame Chad for saying all that, really.
No, not at all. And honestly, the point he makes, maybe he's right. I mean, I'm not down there racing the track, so I don't know. I'm not far from an authority. But if his point is track's really beat up after 4 straight heat races, it's hard for me to argue it, at least.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, Yoder 7th. Good job, Yoder. He's really leveled up. I like what you see from Yoder for sure. Mumford 8th, Parker Ross 9th, Faris 10th. Faris is a cool story. This dude was not even making mains a couple years ago. I don't know what his deal is. I don't really know Josh outside to say hi or whatever. He's on Grindstone Cow. He's riding well though, man. He's making main events. He was on a Stark for a while in Paris.
Oh,
I saw that. And then good job.
He wasn't not even making mains level guy.
He wasn't making mains. Yes,
really?
He was not making mains for sure.
He was in the LCQ a lot. I know that.
Wow.
Because I was covering him. He was in there a lot.
Yep. Schwartz got a bad start and worked his way to 11th. I know that. Jorgensen got in through the LCQ. Crockett Myers.
What a move by Jorgensen. What a move.
That was sweet. It almost was like, who was it? Was it? I don't know who it was that he made that move on. That guy. It almost like that guy was thinking
I think.
Marciangelo? Yeah, I think you're right. 800.
Yeah.
You would think the 800 would have more track awareness.
True.
But he almost like it was like, I'm just going to go way out here. I'm going to go for a little ride. I don't know. Got to protect that better, I think. Yeah. But Crockett Myers, Yellow Magic Weege. You got it in.
Yeah, I was pumped to use it. Crockett's cool. You've interviewed Crockett a couple times, right, Steve?
Yep.
Yeah, he's cool. I was pumped for him, pumped for Suzuki. But I don't know. I was walking past the pit at the end of the night, and I saw another Japanese guy taking pictures of Roxon's bike. Yellow Magic. There's just more stuff. We got Anderson now, doing well.
I'm telling you, it's coming. The Renaissance is coming. Buckle up.
Yep.
The guy who designed the RMZ 450 was there again. Remember I told you that story about the fan yelling at him?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. He's there again, man. And
maybe that's what
Anderson. Yep.
Taking pictures.
Rod Bell's 14th. I saw him on Track Walk Weege. I said, hey man, like, are you doing HVAC anymore? Because Weege needs a tune-up. And he said, I know I am. I got to do it. I'll handle it. But it sounds like Rod Bell is more serious with his racing. So the HVAC for your house may have to wait.
Well, I was worried because I kind of assumed that he would probably be racing east more likely than west since he's from Maryland. And then when the SLR team announced they had given Rod Bell a ride, I did text Rod Bell and say congrats. But to be honest, it was fake. I was actually more concerned with, man, I could really use the help in January, and that means he's going to be racing. And then to know, as I'm watching Rod Bell make the main through the heat, he's been riding really well this year, to know that it was going to be a epic record winter storm at my house. And there's my HVAC guy on the track in California. Powerless to do anything about it. It's mixed emotions.
Do you really? Okay, and I'm speaking out of pocket here because I don't know. Isn't typically the issue more with like the AC unit, not a heater?
Yes, that would be correct. But the problem in the North Carolina area is like we're almost tropical, but not quite. So a lot of the houses will kind of give you a really good AC system, but the heat is questionable. And if it starts going a little below what it should, it struggles.
All right.
And that's when I'm afraid things are going to start breaking. And I'm afraid my HVAC guy is in Orange County when that happens.
Speaking of North Carolina, Weege, I got stopped by the FXR representative asking me about what's going on with Phil's column on Racer X. I saw you and Phil going back and forth on texts.
Yes.
The filthy Friday column has been MIA. What is the status of this with this gentleman?
Well, yes, this Phil Nicoletti person is holding out, I think would be the proper term. He is not happy with the terms of the offer. And the likes of Racer X and FXR are powerless. This man's negotiation powers. I mean, honestly, he should write a book, and I got even a title for it. The Art of the Deal. He should write a book called The Art of the Deal.
Okay.
Because Phil is always somehow getting screwed, yet manages to negotiate incredible deals for himself. And I have no doubt that somehow FXR and Racer X will buckle, and Phil will find himself in an amazing situation again.
There's no rider in the history of the sport that has gotten more money from outside sponsors
Yes.
than Phil Nicoletti.
But complain that he's
always getting screwed.
But yes. And I have no doubt that will I don't know if the column's coming back, but somehow, some way, he's going to make out like a bandit in this.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember like years ago, Steve, you used to like pepper Max and I about like not signing Phil, and I'd be like, Phil, like what Phil wants is crazy.
Yep.
Like there's no way we could. Like this is the same. This is the same thing as then. Nothing has changed.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah. And so I did see in a text exchange when Weege was asking him about it, he said it takes him an hour.
Hour and a
an
half.
Hour.
I think.
Oh, it was an hour and a half. Yeah. So to get paid, it takes him an hour and a half to do something he's getting paid for.
But I don't know what you pay him, but like I would bet it's worth an hour, whatever the rate is for an hour.
No,
like,
the problem is I think we pay him $1,000, $1,500 per year. So, however, this is how Phil dances the dance. It's beautiful. There are many riders, especially when they're basically at one point we're going to retire, and they're trying to keep endorsement deals with other brands that understand that this is part of a bigger picture of keeping them relevant. But you can also make a little money, not probably what it should pay, but I can't pay him more than the sponsor is paying for the thing. But coincidentally, the sponsor of the thing is also a sponsor of his. That's kind of how it works. But Phil's the only one that will play both sides of the fence brilliantly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's amazing. So keep us up to date on that. I really like this column. I did enjoy reading it. So keep us up to date on that and whether it comes back or how negotiations are going.
One other hilarious thing you'll love about this, Steve, is that Aaron Hansel still sends questions to Phil every Monday. Just relentless, still putting in the time to come up with questions.
Love it.
Questions from fans.
They just
and poor Hansel just still every Monday doing it.
Amazing.
Waiting. Hey, True Classic. Love the True Classic. I am a joggers guy now. Thank you to True Classics. I never knew the world of joggers. I used to wear sweats, but these things are called joggers, and I like them. Pookie even said to me yesterday, it's weird seeing you in joggers because I've been wearing joggers because I'm a shorts guy.
Okay.
You are a shorts guy.
Oh, no, that is significant, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a jogger, True Classic jogger guy now.
Wow.
It's great. They're fantastic. I've been wearing them for a while. Tailored where it counts, relaxed where it matters, comfortable enough for every day, sharp enough for just about everything. TrueClassic.com. Use the link in the YouTube description here to click on that. Thank you to them. You can find them at Amazon, Target, Costco, more. And check out True Classic. They're not about chasing trends, JT. It's about making clothes that work.
Got it.
When you were chasing trends with your jeans back in the day, these guys don't care about that, True Classic.
Okay.
So, TrueClassic.com. Over 30 million shirts sold. Thank you to them. Wageman, shout out Thury. Dominic Thury's a good dude. Made the main event.
He was
also,
riding awesome.
Thury's engaged to an ex-Monster chick or a current Monster chick.
Yeah.
Current. Giving hope to privateers everywhere. So if you just think that those types of girls go for, the factory riders, oh no. If you are a rider, you can get one. Because Thury did. So good job, Thury, on and off the track. I like Dom. He's a good dude. Wageman I had in my fantasy team, and he crashed 2 weeks in a row now. Wageman has crashed and hurt himself a little bit, banged up. Avery Long didn't have a great night. Lux Turner, I don't know what happened to Lux Turner.
Pulled off. He crashed. Bent his bars really bad and then pulled off.
Oh, okay. Damn it. Yeah. Lux Turner, I'm waiting for JB's big breakout, Weege. Waiting for that. Looks like maybe JB
riding like 4 days before Anaheim won.
Looks like JB doesn't really know what he's talking about.
We talked about this in the pre-show, like late in the series. After the East Coast swing, Lux Turner's coming out swinging when we go west.
Doesn't look like JB knows much about dirt bike racing because I don't see much from Lux Turner these days.
You just wait till the 96 Honda is just so dialed in out there.
Speaking of that, I asked Hunter on the show last week, like, hey, what's it like not having your brother to chase around? Or have your brother ride with you during the week and all of this, is that an adjustment? And he actually said, no, man, you'd be surprised. Kennard can go pretty fast. And I'm like, oh no, please tell me Trey Kennard is not going Hunter Lawrence speed, but he probably was.
He
probably is. Because he's Trey Kennard.
And now he's hurt.
Just Trey, please, if you're watching or listening, please don't push Hunter. Don't try to stay in front of Hunter.
I don't think Trey knows more than one speed, man.
Probably not. No, you're right. But now he's got a broken arm. So, all right. That's it for Anaheim 2. We're on to Houston Triple Crown. Exciting times.
Two things, Steve. First, Onyx Maps. You did not give us a shout for Onyx Maps.
Onyx Maps.
If you're unable to get home and you're in California and you're snowed out in North Carolina, you could probably find some trails and maybe hike your way back or mountain bike your way back or dirt bike your way back. Onyx Maps probably has a trail that can go coast to coast because they got 750,000 miles of trails. So go to onxmaps.com or Onyx Off-Road in the App Store. And you did mention RacerX. Still available is the 2026 calendar if you subscribe now. We basically went to a bunch of photographers and said, give us your best photos for 2025. It's in the calendar. Calendars, I understand you can get the dates and stuff on your phone, but we all know calendars are just about having something cool to hang on the wall, and it's free. Just subscribe now.
Speaking of that, speaking of that, Kiefer at the track the other day, Kiefer was proposing a media member calendar. You know, like the firemen used to do calendars.
Oh,
yeah,
posing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Kiefer said maybe we could do something with the media.
I like
Anybody
it.
want that?
Well, I mean, JT should definitely be in there.
I think, I don't know if this idea is going to work.
Anton with his beard.
Okay.
Could Anton do like the RJ pose? The RJ
thinker?
Fox boot?
The thinker?
Yeah, the thinker with his beard. We'll oil him up.
Lewis with his Epstein bar. Get him in there.
We can stage this up. I don't know. This is Kiefer's idea.
It's
not
a
my
great idea, actually.
I want to stress this is Kiefer's idea. Make a media member calendar. So
great.
Who else could we maybe get?
I had a coworker give me a Buffalo Bill one where all the poses from Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs, where he's that's an interesting one. So could just parlay that one.
Is it just him doing the poses? Or
him poses,
like,
the dog looking over the ledge.
Yeah.
Some interesting shots there.
Okay,
as you can imagine.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned, everybody, to 2026 calendar or 2027 calendar. Might be a media member.
It's a great idea.
Calendar. Yeah. All right, we're on to Houston. We're back at Houston for the first time since a couple years, I think.
Yeah.
And so, always a good round. Although the dirt's changed. The dirt's not what it used to be. Houston used to have awesome dirt. It's not quite as good, but
it might be.
Triple Crowns are good.
It might be this. I don't know. This early, maybe with all that weather in the area, maybe it'll help.
Yeah. Apparently, it's going to be really cold.
Jump. We ever going to get that back?
We're not getting that back. I don't think so.
Poor Albie.
That C Altman was half the track of the dirt they use now.
Unbelievable.
Probably half the dirt what they use now to build that thing. It was massive. Okay. All right. So, congrats to Sexton and Deegs and Fly Racing, RacerX, True Classic, Brunt Work Wear, Renthal, Maxxis, Motorsport.com, Onyx Maps, all on board with us. JT, Weege, anything else?
Good to go.
That's it.
Thanks for watching and listening. Appreciate it.